So different end of the spectrum, because I've had this twice now in the last month or so, but specifically more recently. Trying to transition into the fitness industry, but you don't live at home. You can't just rely on someone or something else taking care of overheads and
Mum and dad looking after you.
What do you do?
You accept that it's going to be a really, really tough 3 months. And you just have to fucking give it everything you have.
Yeah. So I was having a chat with one of my clients about it yesterday. So nurse needs to go, moving, wants to get into the fitness industry eventually. How do we do it? What's the transition? What's the thing? And it was like applying for nursing jobs, gonna have to travel, gonna have to do this. I'm like, so what are your hours gonna be like doing that? So you're gonna work a 40-hour week. You're gonna travel 30 minutes an hour each way every day. So 10-hour days. So that's 50 hours a week.
Yep.
You finish your course and you go get into a gym. You don't have time to build clients to overlap. So you're either going to have to save enough from your current job to then have a 3-month window or work both.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the only options.
So I was like, so what if you just fucking made coffees and you worked from 7 a.m. till 3 and made fuck all and then started doing PT at 4 o'clock?
Yeah. It's just hard, right?
Yeah. It's like the days aren't any longer, really. And you can actually put time into, and obviously it was like, fuck, spend all this time studying and working real hard. And I've got to tell my family that giving up on nursing to be a barista or to work in a warehouse or whatever it is. It's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Man.
Every now and then I'm like, should my parents have been harder on me? But it's situations like that where I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
I could tell Mum I'm fucking becoming a fisherman. She'd go, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. That's great, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of those times where I'm like, all right, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, if they were harder on me, could I have done? But
yeah.
pretty happy with what's going on.
But I think there's a lot of people that are tied to what they're doing that want to get into because I had another one who...
It's a lot of time, man.
Does shift work in... I think it's paramedics kind of stuff. I think if that's wrong,
Emergency
I know you lift in every... I know you listen every work. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
It's called emergency service.
Let's do that.
It's a very big blanket.
Much safer.
I got you.
So yeah, it was the same situation. Just the hours are fucked, doing split shifts. Because we're like, we come and shadow at U-Strong anytime you want.
Yeah.
But then it was the roster's fucked.
Yeah.
We can't put you on a day all the time. And
yeah.
it's going to be even coaching, to try and build a book while you work that job. Your availability changes every week. That's a fuck around for your clients. That's hard.
Absolutely.
So it's can you take $200, $300, $400 pay cut to get into the gym to make that back with PT, knowing that you have the opportunity to make 70, 100K as a personal trainer in a pretty short time frame?
It's a tough decision, man. I don't think there is an answer.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a best case scenario. You hear people all the time, I got friends who'd love to change jobs altogether.
Yep.
But they're, 4 years apprenticeship done, 8 years being a grade.
Was it the time sunk fallacy? So what's it called?
I think so. Yeah. And then, so they're like, oh, I've had all this, there's all this time behind me that I've done to lead me up to here. So I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, but statistically, you're going to work for another 30 years.
Yeah.
For me. So even at 66, what's the retirement age now? 70, 72? Who knows what it is when we actually get there.
Are allowed to.
Yeah. It's you're never getting your super.
Pay your super.
You're never getting your pension, sorry. So when you look at it now, it's I was fortunate enough, or I don't even know if I was fortunate, but I didn't get my first job till I was 18.
Yeah.
So I've worked 50% of my life. Some people have worked more than that.
Yeah.
But it's still, we have to work our whole life again.
Yeah.
And you didn't work from the day you were born.
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that perspective, it's is 6 months of hardship worth another
decade?
The next 3 decades.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, I said to the person I was talking to, I was like, look, if your family are going to push back against it, just you're going to be on $70 an hour. Take out all your expenses, $70 an hour minimum.
Yep.
In 6 months. So you're safe, studied, did the thing job.
Yeah.
I'm going to $70 an hour. It's like,
yeah,
it's a big upside, man.
I agree. But like, large portion of people love the safe
Of course.
side. And,
Yeah.
I think most parents are going to go, well, the best option for my child is the safest
Security. Yeah. 100%.
regardless
Which
of,
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
regardless of like the passion and
Yeah.
and then this and then that.
Yeah.
They're going, what's going to be the best long term for my baby?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we get
How are they safe?
Yep.
They're taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a tough one, man. Like, I think best case scenario is you got some form of like kitty there,
Yeah.
and then you set yourself a deadline and just go all in.
Yeah. I think for me, I would be finding the low skill. So then it's low demand.
Yep.
Like low emotional demand. Like I wouldn't try and go get
Yeah, just get like
another job that's favorable hours, but it's going to stress me the fuck out.
just get like a casual job that you can just get
Yeah.
paid a decent amount by the hour, nominate
Yeah.
your hours, kind of thing.
Yeah, like if I had to change jobs now, it's just like, obviously, like overheads kind of match my expenses at the moment, but theoretically, it'd be like, cool. Ideal situation for me is like, I would just want to go make coffee. It's not going to be stressful. Like, sure, I'm on my feet and stuff all day, but I'll be able to go home and have my brain. And then I can study, or I can build a business, or I can, whatever the other thing that I want to do is.
Yep.
And I could just make enough money to eat.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah, it's-
and then I know I can go and do the rest.
Do it tough for a bit until you can get
Yeah.
yourself on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the greatest problem that a lot of people are going to face.
Yeah, because I think we're seeing more and more now like that mid to late 20s, got into the career, like your mate, like actually looking over the shoulder a little bit, like, fuck.
Yeah, I would
I don't
like
know
to
if
do
I
this.
want to do this for another 40 years.
Well, doesn't the average person change careers 7 times? Doesn't he?
Now it's heaps.
Yeah, I would say it even
Yeah.
more. Like we're just exceptions to it.
Yeah.
Like I've only ever had 3 jobs,
Yeah.
and 2 of them were in the same industry.
Yeah.
So that's not
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah. But you're a
Norm-
business owner. It's kind of weird anyway.
Normal, but like what I'm saying is like normal is I tried this, then I went here, and then we
Yeah.
went here, and then I got poached and went into this industry and took my skills from this industry.
Yeah.
And, then I got a promotion, then I moved to something else. Like,
Yeah.
so you can see how people hop.
Yeah.
But I guess the mindset for most people is they feel like it should be leveraging up on the time that they've done before.
Of course. Yeah.
You've got to
taking
love
a backward steps to go forward.
Yeah, you got to love what you do to be able to
Yeah.
leverage the skills that you've done in the past. If you've built all these skills and you don't see your future with them, it's like,
Yeah, it's hard.
remember you got to do another 30 years of going into a job
Yeah.
that you fucking hate.
And I think you do what you're saying though, and just like, imagine if you got offered a traineeship to go to another level in the industry you're working in. The traineeship's a decline in income, but then it's the net step forward.
Future growth is there.
You're still looking at whether you're emergency service or your nurse or your whatever, customer service, retail, fucking hospo, whatever that we did. They're transferable skills still.
Yeah.
So it's not a time sunk.
Yeah, I think.
You know what I mean? Like if
I agree.
whatever you're doing right now,
Yeah.
you could take into.
Yeah, I think the self-made part of fitness where the growth lies
Yeah.
is still a big enough cloud over the people's head to go,
Nah. Yeah, it's scary.
because I could do 6 months of eating shit
Yeah.
and it still might not work out.
Yeah.
Where you do the 4-year apprenticeship,
Yeah.
I'll get my A grade after this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if I get paid 600, whatever the apprenticeship is. Adult apprenticeship's more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter
Mm.
because I know if I do the 4, that's
Yeah.
why so many people dropped
have
out
to
of
go to work,
out of
right?
university. We had a group in so we all did the double degree, right? To just get to the campus we wanted to. And we started with a group and we moved together every semester, man.
Yeah. Drop off.
2, 3 gone.
Yeah.
2, 3 gone. 2, 3 gone. We moved to another campus and did the second degree. There was like 11 of us left.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon by the end, when we graduated, there was like 6.
That's wild.
And it was because reality kicked in oh, hang on a minute.
There's no
the
job.
4 years in, and I ain't going to get a job. Every single semester we do a new subject.
Mm-hmm.
Not many jobs in this industry. Not many jobs in this. Not many jobs in biomechanics, exercise physiology, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so everyone was just like, well, fuck it. I'm not putting 4 years in to get nothing. Where if it was like, if you do this 4 years, you get X job at the end.
Yep.
I would say that out of the 100% that started the double degree with me,
Yeah.
maybe 80% finished instead of,
Yeah.
25%, if that.
First sign that my brain's wired differently. It's like the first year out of mechanical engineering, I think was 80 grand.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bit less. Maybe it was 65, and then medicine was 80, but engineering was second.
Yep.
It's the second highest paying
First year job.
post-grad
Yep.
job that was available. And I got a year and a half in and was like, I cannot do this for another 40 years.
Yeah.
I cannot even think about doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to get out. Got to do something else.
Yeah.
And ended up beating that salary my first year of sales.
Yeah, sick.
So it's just like, yeah, most people can only think reverse. They don't think forwards as well. So the history of doing the 8 years in the career
Yeah.
and then having to move, you can't see the 50 years forwards. You can only remember. You can't invent memories forwards.
It's rich for us to be on the other, like in a position where the job's great and the income is great and all of the stuff is working.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to consider what that position would be
like. Yeah.
But like, I know how hard it was to get it off its feet.
Mm.
And I still feel like that how hard that was at that time is
Worth
the
it.
same.
Yeah.
It's and how hard it's going to take.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah. Do you think, provided you do the work, it's possible not to succeed?
Oh, no. I don't.
I agree.
I don't think so.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it can be harder and slower.
The only time is if you're bad at the job. Like, it's like when we say work hard, it's like at what?
Yeah.
So if you're bad at the job, it's like, I had a topic to talk about on the other podcast where it's like practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And it's the same concept here, right? So you can do a lot of busy work that has no application to building your business. And you can also practice to a point where you're really bad at it.
Yep.
So you're doing the work and you're putting the work in, but it's just shit work because you don't know what you're doing. And a la the first 3-4 years of my personal training.
But you made it still.
But would I still have made it? Like, would I have made it? Would I have lasted? Because it was clunky. It was grindy.
I get it. Yeah.
And I am a very exception to the norm. Like, I didn't pick personal training to make money. I picked it because I loved it.
Yeah.
And whatever money it made, I would have found another way to make more.
Yeah.
If I needed to. It was like I had no option.
Yeah.
Where people find jobs to make money.
Yeah.
And personal training looks like a nice job. So I don't think that we can use me as the example because
of course there
was just nothing else.
Yeah. So I'm thinking mentorship, right? We've had 50 trainers go through that.
That's dedicated work though, like structured work. So you take someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and then you take the person that has a system, and you both work hard.
Yeah.
So they both put 50 hours a week in.
Yeah.
That person might succeed to a degree.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be at the magnitude of this person.
Yeah.
So you can work hard and do work that's not going to compound, and then you can do real good work that compounds.
Yeah.
And that person is going to be far more successful than that other person.
Yeah.
It's just the person, if there's a third person and they're lazy as fuck, they're going to fail. It doesn't matter if they do. And we've seen
whatever it is.
We've given them the system.
Yeah.
The system, if you don't have the work ethic, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over for you.
I just think that there's, So let's add that like you're willing to learn, like you're actively getting better. Because I think you were actively getting better.
Yeah.
Like better at phone calls, better at walking the floor, better at programming, better at systems. Like eventually you would have improved all of that side of the business, right? I think if you have the aim up mentality and you do the work, you cannot, I don't think there's a way you don't make it.
I agree.
Like it's just so many people are scared of it's not going to work, or what if it doesn't work, or whatever. Sure, you can go if you want to have the fear of like, what if I can't do it? And but that needs to be admitting to yourself, what if I don't do the work?
Yeah.
Because it's not skill set, it's not personality, it's not knowledge, it's none of that. It's just whether you're willing enough to try.
Yeah. I think a lot of people trade off that, what if I do all the work and it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
They're like, well,
Yeah.
it was a waste, so I may as well just not start.
But I'm suggesting that's not possible.
Depending on what work you do.
Agreed. But that's it. If you do, when I say the work, that means why did that phone call not work?
Yeah.
Why did the consult not work?
Yeah, if you
go to the PT manager and ask the question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's part of the job.
Yeah, absolutely. But there'd be a lot of people out there that are fucking doing work that just isn't the work they need to do.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, well, I work so hard and I'm failing.
Yeah.
And it's like, unfortunately, that work isn't being done in the places that it's going to serve you, and you need to learn what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got to have that attitude coming in if you are wanting to build a business. Like, you know, you probably need to learn where to put that work in.
To be a student a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on the fact that you like it.
Yeah.
Especially if you got bills to pay. You got to be really good at the job straight away.
Yeah.
You got to be really good at building a business straight away.
Yeah.
You know, I had the flexibility to just wing it for 2-3 years because I was living at home with mum and dad.
Yeah.
If I had to change jobs now and build this business now, I need to be good day one.
Yeah.
I need to know what the job is. I need to know what a phone call is, what a consult is, have the service, have the presentation, have the systems, have everything, so that I can come in day one and go, okay, this is all predicated on my work ethic now, because everything else is taken care of.
Yeah.
You know, I've got all the steps and all the holes filled.
Yep.
The only holes needing filled now are the skills of doing it, and I'm going to fill those holes by getting better at it.
Yeah.
Just the repetition of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Interesting. And then on the other side, I had a cool conversation. So one of the trainers I'm working with at the moment gave him the book Legacy. It's the All Blacks leadership book. One of the rules in it is like always sweep the sheds. So the All Blacks used to have the rule that they had to go in and sweep the sheds out at the end of whatever, like after the games, after practice, whatever. They were in charge of the cleaning.
Yeah.
Wasn't the staff.
Yeah.
With the intent that like you're never too good to sweep the sheds.
Agreed.
So I was talking to this trainer and he's like, fuck man, he goes, this whole book, I haven't got that much out of it except that. And we were talking about his business in phone calls. And he's fucking a gun at sales, man. Did door to door, just weapon.
Yeah.
Gun at it, but just gets lazy. It's just like, things are going awesome. I've got 30 sessions, I've got referrals, got this, that, everything. I'm fucking sweet. This is all good. And then lets the gas off the fundamentals. And then gets to 22. You're like, fuck. Now I got to build again. I got to get back on the phone. I got to get back on the consults. I got to do all that. It's like, it's because you start to think that you're better than them.
Yeah.
And then
better than the work.
And then you think about, again, it's that trainer that hates the place that they're working. Hates the clients, hates the whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, sweep the sheds, man. Like, that getting up to 30 sessions is a 100K business.
Yeah.
Making phone calls made you $100,000 business. Repeat. You could do that for 10 years. It's $1 million. Yeah. Just making some phone calls could make you $1 million.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm too good for that. People should be coming to me.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
Or even just the type of person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that mindset is a good mindset to have, as in to be out to sweep the sheds, to take the people on, to do the work that's necessary at all times.
Yeah, and we've just been through it ourselves. Like, we were just like, okay, so this part of the business isn't doing what we needed to do. What were we doing when it was?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We were showing up 3 times as much as where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a purple patch that we didn't have to.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And now it's like, why? What is happening? It's like, oh, well, when we built it, we did this.
Yeah. Well, like, I think because I've been in a position where I've had that attitude and gotten scolded, like, you're just too good for the work. Like, I just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, tried to step back and it didn't work, tried to step back too fast, or moved online and was like, this is the job.
Yeah.
And then you get scolded in whatever way. So now I'm just like, I'm prepared to do the work no matter what it is.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to a point where like I'm gonna step in and just be a control freak. It's just like if you're called upon to do the work, you do the work.
Yeah.
If the situation is needed where you have to do the work, it doesn't matter what the work is, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's interesting. My whiteboard now is literally the 5 revenue streams that I have, and then what needs to be done mostly daily.
Yep.
To make all of them do the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like what's the grandiose outcome, the long-term vision, or whatever. It's just like, what do I need to do in that space this week? What do I need to do in that space this week? What do I need to do in that space this week? And if I do all of those things,
things keep ticking.
I know trajectory is up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.